Matt Aguilar here from ComicBook.com, and today I have the esteemed pleasure of speaking to Grace Caroline Currey from Shazam Fury of the Gods. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for making the time. I appreciate it.
Thank you for making the time. I'm honored. I'm looking at your incredible collection and I feel like I'm in the right place.
Yeah, if there was a good indicator, you know what I mean? That we're good
Yeah.
vibes here. It's I wear it on my sleeve, and that's actually what I love about the Shazamily is that it's just so fun, and there's just I don't know, there's this endearingness to the whole cast, but also to the characters in the story itself. And I'm very excited for you guys for the sequel. Kind of taking things, because you're in a unique position. You get to really be in the entire movie. You're amongst both sets of cast. What has kind of changed with Mary from the first one to where we see her here? And also, what does it feel like to be a superhero the entire time this time around?
Oh gosh. Well, it's really special, obviously. We know I'm the only one who gets to do that, and it's a unique circumstance because it technically should be two different people, but because Mary's the oldest, I do get to do both. And in the comics, I mean, Mary, Marvel, come on. Like, I'd be happy if I was just playing her superhero form. I would be. That would be really lovely. But to get to be responsible for her entirety and the through line of her character, I'm a nerdy actor, so I just love continuity, and I love feeling like there's that through line with the character, and the heart and soul is still there. Specifically for Mary, I think it can work. But gosh, what was your first question? You were saying,
Where does
where
she find herself? But you
is
brought up a
she?
really good point.
Oh,
Is that I think it's, if any of the characters were going to get to do that, kind of bridge that gap, Mary
huh.
would be the one, because regardless of what form she's in, she is still, the big
The
sister.
adult.
Yeah, want the considerate, wants to have everyone on the same page, and it
Mhm.
makes sense.
Yeah, it's and that's the thing. So we left Mary wanting to go to college, but then realizing she wasn't ready to go to college, so she was going to stay home with her family, and then she got superpowers. So she's still home because she decided to stay home, and she's also juggling being a superhero, also juggling no longer having checks from the state to feed and house her as a foster kid. So she's got a job, so she can still stay home. Are you stressed yet? Because Mary is. She's so stressed. But I think also like a little bit of young 20s lost feeling going on with her, where she's going, I feel left behind because and we have a deleted scene that will probably hopefully be on the Blu-ray, but she's actually delivering pizzas, and she runs into to a college group, and she runs into people she went to high school with, and they're going, what are you doing delivering pizzas? You were our valedictorian. Like,
You're right.
lame. And she's like, I'm gonna go. And they're like, do you want a drink? And she goes, I gotta go. And then she's like seeing all these people in the window at this college living their lives. And it's so sad because she's going, what am I doing? What am I supposed to
Right.
do? I can't stay home. And so she runs back and she goes, I'll have that beer. I'll have that drink. So that's the explanation in our film why you see her randomly with sunglasses and a hangover. Because
It now all makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
But so if you really pay attention to Mary through the film, there's so much going on. But if you really pay attention, you can see she's a little lost in this one. She's holding down the fort, but I'd love to see her go to college if we get more time. I think she needs to spread her wings um and learn how to fly on her own. Even though she can fly as a superhero, she needs to go.
Well, I was gonna ask you at some point, but it's a perfect segue. I was going to ask you, you know, how moving forward for her as a character, what would you like to see most explored with her? And that's her going to college, her kind of fulfilling, because it's a lot of responsibility to have at such a young age,
Yeah.
to be having to provide financially, having to also just provide emotional support and all the things she also does. And then to still have your own life, right? Because it's one of those things that like parents all the time have this thing of like, yes, my entire life is devoted to you, but I'm still a person. I still need to have some
Yeah.
semblance of
Yeah.
individuality. That's a big question for her. Would you like to see that explored in like a movie, a show? What would be the kind of ultimate thing for you?
Either or, either or. It just to have it be explored would be so cool. I mean, that's the tricky thing with Mary, right? Because in the comics, she had kind of this reputation at one point of being very saintly, where that was her defining characteristic with her book of good deeds. And it was like, this is Mary, and she's in a white suit, and she's just perfect. She's perfect, right? And I think the way we humanized her in this one is that she's perfect, but there's a price with the perfection of the high grades and the, you know, high performing and achieving. She's falling apart because she's so stressed from trying to keep it up. So we see her kind of crumble a little bit in the first one and kind of relax. But this one obviously it feels like a bridge to her going on her own. You know, I'm really fascinated by the element of having a background as a foster kid and how she has that history and the trauma connected to that, and what would actually happen if Mary left her family. Because I think we would see a very vulnerable Mary. Like if she left her family, her unit, and she went to college, or she, you know, went to grow and do her own thing, you know, she would probably have some new growing pains that just come from you leaving your sense of safety and what you know. And what, I
Right.
mean, if you think about it, she's kind of the top of the pyramid in her family setting. She's the oldest, she knows what's up, she knows what it's like to be their age. But then you put her in a bunch of people who are all her age, she'd probably not know what role she plays and how
Right.
she's or used, which maybe would mean she'd be thrown more and more into her identity as a superhero and feeling useful there. I don't know, but that was a lot. I just want to see more of Mary and do more of Mary because I like her.
I don't know.
So
That sounds compelling as hell to me. So that's
she's a detective. I think she could be like a little Batman, you know, like a detective.
absolutely
She's so smart. She'd be like, these crimes on campus. And let me clue this together. She'd be like a Nancy Drew type
uh, and you know
Bat.
what would be amazing about this is that, because obviously you got to have a couple, you know, you got to have a cameo here or there, and maybe finally I could get a Detective Chip cameo. Mary Marvel Detective Chip, that would be amazing. Okay, I'm just putting that out in the ether because I want it.
Well, okay, that's another one for me is I'm like, okay, well, if she doesn't leave her family and we explore the doors, because we've got all those doors, I
Mhm.
really want the family to go through a door where they're launched back into the golden age of comics. They've got their
Oh
golden
my
age comics suits, and you've got Uncle Dudley, who's played by Jack Black. I'm putting this out there again.
God.
Uncle Dudley, and you got Taki Tani, and you got Toppy the bunny, and like the animals are talking, and it's just like, whoa, I think that'd be so fun.
I am down for that as well. These are all gold ideas. These are amazing. So I'm
Who
in
do you talk to?
100%. We're gonna do our part. We're gonna put this out into the universe and you know, keep our fingers crossed. There was, and also too, what's great about this one is that, you know, fans got a little surprise recently. Started seeing some trailers and some promos, and then the amazing Gal Gadot Wonder Woman shows up, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, how was it to?" Well, one, did you get to kind of hang out with her on set at all? I don't know kind of how long that took. How was that having Wonder Woman in the film for a bit?
I mean, the sad thing is like I didn't get to work with her. I didn't get to shoot with her. We had to do some movie magic there because of shooting schedules and just like how it goes and you know. But when I read the script and the just saw her in there, I and I this I went, are we allowed to have her? Like, this is so cool. I don't know why, but I think there is definitely the spirit with the Shazam movies where we do feel a little bit like the kids in the Shazam universe. And it's like, we're being acknowledged by Wonder Woman. What? She'd come hang out with us. And not to belabor comic book references, but I love there's this when I was researching for Mary, there was this one comic book where Wonder Woman does meet the Shazam family. And she's so annoyed with these kids. She's like, where are these kids? Like, they shouldn't have these powers. They're not responsible enough. And I think Mary has this moment where she's like, she's kind of grumpy and not what I was expecting. And so it's fun. But no, having the suit on set was really cool, and knowing that we were gonna have her in our movie, she's such a legend, right? I mean, the what that Wonder Woman movie did for DC was incredible, and her depiction of Wonder Woman is just I love
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, it's
oh,
fantastic. And you mentioned legends, and you know, in you've also got a couple others in the movie. You know, you guys get to square off against Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren. It's just such an all-star cast. What was it like kind of really, you know, being in a film with them, but also in this kind of atmosphere and fun, kind of bombastic type of movie?
right. How did we get them? How did we get those? I I still don't know how I worked with them, and I'm still in shock that we had them. It was it elevated the set, I think, to me, obviously, because you've got Helen Mirren, Dame Helen Mirren right there, and you're like, I'm in a movie with Dame Helen Mirren. This is legit. Yes, it's a DC superhero movie, but wow. And then
Yeah,
coming at me with the pool noodle. Wow. And I had a doll of Lucy when I was a little girl, from Charlie's Angels, and just was enamored with her when I was little, and I was like, she's the most beautiful woman in the world. This is an actress. Wow, what a beautiful, cool woman. And then to work with her, my brother messaged me when the news came out. He was like, did you see who's added to the cast? Did you see? I looked it up and I freaked out. So I was like, this can't be real. Lucy Liu. And then Helen, she loves ballet and dance. So she and I got talking about dance. I invited her to a dance show. We went to one in the middle of Georgia and had a lovely night watching dance together. And
amazing.
I will treasure that time for the rest of my life.
That's no, that's awesome. I know I got to let you go here soon. So I know I heard the Lair was a popular place to be on the set, and I heard there were some video games played, and one of them, of course, being Mario Kart. And it seems to be a
Oh,
very popular topic of who you pick in Mario Kart.
oh,
Who
yeah.
is your go-to character?
Oh, I have to confess, I don't actually know the like strategy of who you pick. And every single time we pick characters, I just feel like I picked the wrong one.
I understand.
I
No,
like
yeah.
Toad. I go for Toad. I don't know what that says about me.
There's some good people. There's some good people that play with Toad on a regular basis. So you're in good company. You're in good
Oh,
company.
I really like Bones. Is it Bones? The one that's like the turtle with the skeleton.
Yeah.
I love him. He's probably not great. I don't know.
Hey, I can't say anything. I pick Yoshi because I adore green dinosaurs. Had
Me
nothing.
too.
I do not know what, I still to this day don't actually remember what like the ability is or the power. I just always pick Yoshi because like Yoshi's adorable and I love Yoshi.
I love that there's strategy, but I just don't know what it is.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not good enough at the game to put any of that strategy into motion, so I just go with like who I want, and it's either the big monkey
Yeah.
or the cute dinosaur.
Smash Bros is another one that's just like I don't understand.
Oh,
But
I get competitive in Smash Bros.
I like Villager. I don't know if you ever play as the Villager, but like it's just chaos. You're like growing trees and chopping them down, and they're falling on people, and then you're like,
That's no, I haven't played with them. My character was Ness, and the friends I played with made me stop playing as him for a while because he has this little like energy ball that like tracks and you can guide it, and so I was just super annoying.
okay,
we're not gonna play with you if you play with him. I was like, all right, fine.
it gets heated. It gets so heated with Smash Bros.
It really does. It brings out a bad side of me. I'm not proud of it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not proud.
Mario Kart.
Well, thank you so much. I know I got to let you go. I appreciate making the time. I know your schedule is crazy busy right now, but all the best success on the film and what's coming after.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
No problem at all. And you guys can go see Shazam Fury of the Gods in theaters right now.